Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I didn't think I would see you until 2020, but here we are in the ECAC playoffs. We start out on Legion Tower, getting right into it. RPI versus Stevenson here. I'm Josh, as always, joined by my co-host Ted. Ted, how's it going on this 5 evening?
It feels great to be back, Josh. We're seeing a lot of familiar faces. We got the classic Mook Doomfist, the Dirk Moira. Is that a Jafar Reaper I see?
Course.
It is. Very nice. Seeing some melted shields already as we enter this first team fight.
It's been too long.
It really has. I missed our vibing, Josh. It's good to be back in the Omega Lab gaming chair. Dirk, once again, just immediately charging up those ults within seconds, popping off the first ult right there, able to get two very lucrative picks off of that clutch, creating some very prime space for the rest of the team. Eliminating Blobby, damage arm in there for a kill confirmed. Mook just trying to squeeze in, flex that golden arm he's got going, and the Golden Knights will take the first point. They're really extending far here just to apply as much pressure as possible. Moop already coming upon ultimate, less than a minute into the game, and there we see it pop.
The halt.
Oh! Beautiful
Shielded
ult,
off.
however, an even more beautiful shield there by the Mustang. Sigma able to prevent any deaths, but it won't be enough. We do see Sound Barrier coming out and 3 picks precluding that. 32% on the clock for the Golden Knights.
Just getting that so quickly, really taking control of that team fight. And we saw Moop pretty much go into it with the Meteor Strike and Clutch's halt. It was beautiful, able to drip up 3 or 4 of them, but unfortunately the Sigma Shield went up, minimizing the damage, but still able to win that team fight. Or the Golden Knights as they get to 50% on the first point here on Legion Tower.
So we see the Mustangs pushing up with their shields. We do see a wall splitting up the team, mitigating the usefulness of the Supercharger. However, Sigma's taking a lot of that coalescence, but the Sombra is down. Mage trying to go in from the back line here, just create some pressure. However, Moop intends to do the very same. Coming in, just narrowly whiffs the Mustang's tanks, able to safely retreat back over. We'll see Blizzard coming out. Moop narrowly able to escape. Putting a lot of resources there. Jafar does have Blossom when he comes back. However, this will be the Mustangs' time to shine as they push in onto the point. Dirk doing a great job keeping everyone else up on the Golden Knights side. Mook does fall. However, we do see Jafar rushing back to the point with Death Blossom. May be able to contest here. Deciding not to go in. Do see someone still on the point, just trying to stall as long as possible.
Dirk, of course.
Ooh, very nice reef there, able to dodge that accretion.
Doesn't look like he's going to use it. Yep, gonna let that team fight go. They are all the way up to 96%. However, Moop close to Meteor Strike. The 2 support ults getting closer. Clutch still far away. And where's Strunchy? Alright, it's not gonna let me view Strunchy, but I imagine they're close at this point. We haven't seen Graflots yet. Keep an eye on how the Golden Knights decide to approach this team fight. Ventress is cut off. Both supports are cut off there.
The Mustangs have done a great job utilizing that Maywall to create much.
There's the Death Blossom. Able to pick off 2 of them.
Right now, able to get 2 picks off of that. The gravitational flux not enough to throw off Jafar's momentum. Able to narrow out of the hack, and a gravitational flux as well coming out from the Golden Knights, shutting down Justin's Lucio. Make that a 3K off of that. Move just sweeping it from behind, punching Moira in the face.
Oh, there's the ball.
Oh yes, the tried and
true
Legion Tower Hammond stall. You love to see it. However, the Golden Knights are making quick work of it as Reinhardt is down. However, what a critical sound barrier there, able to save Hammond.
Oh, and the hack!
EMP coming out. All the Qs right now as the Stevenson's trying to stall for as long as possible. That's like the 3rd sound barrier we've seen tonight.
That's a lot. Oh, Blizzard is out now. Coming out from Stevenson as they were able to get back on the point. Moop is hacked by the Sombra, taking out the cooldowns. 3, 2, 1. They're back up now, looking to get back into the fight. Moop is able to enter back, going after the Lucio, but stays up there. That's Dustin. Oh, seal
melee kill. Doesn't even need the fist. There's the fist, though, to close down both of the supports from the Stevensons. Reinhardt left by himself will also get shut down.
You
was
madman!
Infuriated right now.
Oh my
goodness! Out of play, able to completely cancel the Hammond ult. However, it appears that the Golden Knights still need a bit more legwork to finish this team fight and reclaim the point, as the Stevenson Mustangs are coming up to 99% on the point. This will be a very close match.
Oh, the shatter! Oh, only able to get 1. Clutch and Jafar.
Great job, just stalling as long as possible. However, Johnny does fall. do see Doom coming to the
they get
point,
control
but
right back.
immediately gets shut down. We're entering overtime as the rest of the Mustangs trickle in.
This is going to be a close stagger. St. Rose was able to get control of the point right in the end there by pushing everyone off. Bowtie, the Sombra, falls at the end. Coalescence popped by both teams.
Oh, the cancel. You'll love to see it. 20 kill streak from Dirk. All right, I see you, and I see round 1 going to the Golden Knights. Beautiful leg work there by both teams.
Ah, I missed this. That was fun. Wow, nice gameplay instead of our usual crap.
Exactly.
This is great.
Well, it makes my head spin to see how fast the Golden Knights are able to build ults. Like, this is why they're pros, baby.
Like, you were playing Moira last night, and I think your Coalescence is still building.
Yeah, dude.
Meanwhile, Dirk had it like 7 times by now.
Oh, my goodness.
We'll see if they decide to roll with the same composition. We saw the push after Stevenson had taken control. There were a lot of Qs pressed by both teams, but St. Rose was able to pull off the Jeff Blossom, as you've so nicely termed, able to pick off 2 and start that team fight going in St. Rose's direction. It was a team fight that lasted for what felt like 20 minutes. But in the end, it's the Golden Knights that will take round 1 as we get set here for round 2 on Legion Tower.
Battle of the Boops here. You see, ooh, what a creative way to get to the point.
Oh, hello.
Oh, and what an equally creative, if not more aggressive way to get to the point as well on behalf of the Stevenson Mustangs. We do see a tank being traded for support by the 2 teams here. Ooh, a Symmetra turret placement. That can be lethal on this type of point setup. The Golden Knights are really going to have to play behind their shields if they want to contest this. Boop does fall, however, so the Golden Knights are a bit scrambled right now, just trying to back away as best as they can. However, they will get shut down. Johnny's putting in a lot of work here for the Mustangs as they will take point 1. However, Dirk, true to form, has Coalescence online for the next team fight.
Now, I remember the last time we talked, we had talked that the last match we did might have been the last of the double shield meta. I think I spoke a little too soon. Patch is due next Tuesday, but still, we have double shields. So Symmetra, a very viable pick here, able to really build up that beam and do a ton of damage. So we'll see how long they decide to stay on Sim, if they stay on it the whole time. As Blobby ends up taking out Fitris, they are down 1 support, the Golden Knights. 30% already for the Mustangs on the objective.
Definitely a swan song for Season 18. You got the double shields, you got the tried and true Fist Moira composition. Seeing a lot of character tonight. Vickers does have sound barrier though, so we'll see how they approach that. And Clutch gets shut down. The shield just wasn't enough to suppress that heavy fire coming down from the Mustangs.
Can't get to the rest of his team. He's
Maywalled
off.
Walls, man, they've been lethal for the Golden Knights. Very well played by the Stevenson, able to shut down the whole. However, this team fight is not over yet. Ooh, a melee kill by the May to shut down Dirk.
The commentator curse.
Yep. You hate to see it. If they lose this round, it's all on me. I take full responsibility.
It's about time.
Yeah, the C9 stands for commentary, actually.
Oh.
I'm on a 30-second cooldown
yep,
for the puns.
Thank you. We do see Fitris this time switching from the Lucio to the Mercy and Moop going on the tried and true Pharah. We do have the Pharah Mercy top here, folks, getting set at almost 80% now for Stevenson on the second objective here. Looks like the Golden Knights are going to push left side. Meanwhile, Moop and Fitris are off to the right. We'll see how they decide to pinch the opposition here. Another Maywall!
These have been so
Can they fit it in?
juicy
No.
to get the supports away from the rest of the Golden Knights. We're seeing a lot of ult commitments here as we see Symmetra's shield, Blizzard, and it's paid out in spades. A 9-team wipe from the Stevensons as we enter overtime.
Oh, and Dirk can't touch!
Narrowly unable to touch the point there, and round 2 will go to the Mustangs. That's just overkill. That was just mean.
Alright, well, round 2 goes to the Mustangs, 100-0, but we get set here on round 3. Any changes you expect to see from the Golden Knights here as we get set for the third point?
Well, the third point is really a separate beast from the second point of Lijiang Tower. It's less of a fish in a barrel and more of a, I guess, like a box-shaped type of container for fish. So I'm
Sardine can.
Yes!
The little tins, yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
See, you understand me. So when it comes to
No one
actual
else does.
switches, it appears that we will see Dirk staying on Moira, and we will see Pharah as well. This could potentially work, because boops do work tremendously well on point 2, but they do have their place on point 3 as well. So we'll see if the Stevensons decide to change up their strategy for this, or try to stay for the comp that worked for them in spades for the second round. It'll be harder for Symmetra to set up turrets, of course, but that's just speculations. Let's get right into the meat and potatoes as we enter the first team fight.
Meat and potatoes.
Thanksgiving
was last week, Ted.
I'm still hungry though. I'm always hungry.
that is a mood 24/7. As we did see Fitris start out on Lucio, but 2 steps out of spawn and they go back to switch to the Mercy. Back to the far Mercy comp as we have 6 Mustangs on the point. They will take control of the first objective, or the point here on round number 3. Excuse me.
A very lucrative halt nade there. The entire
Wow,
team.
that was so quick.
Oh, a beautiful buildup of the ult there by Move. I didn't even notice that. And the res just to get them back in the game. Fully hydrated. We got to work on those turrets, though, as this team fight is far from over. These walls coming out from the Mustangs have been so lucrative. I cannot understate how good their placement has been to disrupt the Golden Knights' momentum. Scrunchy does fall. We do see 30% now on board for the Mustangs so far, doing as much as they can before falling as well. Symmetra is able to find their footing for the turret placement just to create as much havoc as possible. Because they're placed right to the sides of the entranceway to the point, they're going to have to just tank that chip damage no matter how they decide to enter. If they decide to go down main, Move doing a good job here just getting in that chip damage, applying pressure to the shields. However, it's just not enough for the Golden Knights to get their footing here on the point.
Now, we did see Moop started things off with the triple there, and you really have to speak to how well the Mustangs rebounded from that. Still able to hold on to the point, being down 3 players. They were still able to hold it at 60% now, and contesting are the Golden Knights. Moop already at 82% on another barrage. As we see Jafar doing work, another bio nade comes in, does a lot of damage. Draft floods out from Scrunchy, able to lift up and drop down Bowtie. Now Moop with a double on Dustin and Somanomi. Clutch is frozen up, but safe behind the barrier for now anyway, taking a bit of damage, but boosted back up by the Ana. Victress goes Battle Mercy and takes out Blobby the Mei, much to the support of pretty much every anti-Mei player ever. So we did see Supercharger come online, but not being used yet. Jafar is coming back, now has Blizzard, but the Symmetra barrier is out, but the Blizzard is going out anyway. Jafar took a bunch of damage, has to Ice Block to heal themselves back up. Sentry turrets are taken out, Bowtie as well. Me-Man is able to pick off Dirk.
They've been so critical for taking the tanks for the Mustangs, but I may have spoken too soon once again. Ooh, a concretion right into a flux.
Oh, nice play. Able to Ice Block to minimize the damage there. As we see, the Supercharger does come out from the Golden Knights. Johnny is able to pick off Jafar in the end. Fitris is healing Scrunchy back up, who had to switch to Ball. Now Fitris goes back into Valkyrie mode here, going complete, just utter chaos.
Honestly, there's the res. Very risky.
They're going to have to touch here. This is going to be a short test here if no one can touch. Someone's able to touch at the last minute. What they did was Dirk, and they fall at the end. Contesting now is Fitris the Mercy. That will do it. Stevenson will take map number 1 here, and a 1-0 lead in tonight's matchup.
A beautiful play by both teams there. We saw a lot of cohesion there by the Mustangs. Just the resource economy was just on point. Let's see this Pog. Let's see the Golden Gauntlet Moira Pog coming out from Amenma. Very nice. Ooh, juicy heals, juicy damage.
A lot of damage.
A lot of damage.
Not for much longer, though. Moira getting nerfed a bit in the Nets patch. Anyway, we'll be right back. Welcome back to map number 2 here. In tonight's matchup, we find ourselves on Kings Row. Ted, repeat after me. Bastion.
Bastion. Bastion. Hey, we may see it next season with the next patch coming out soon.
That's a no on the Bastion.
It's alright. I still love him.
We do see the standard meta comp here. Basically going back to how they decided to approach round number 1 on Legion. So we'll see how Stevenson decides to counter that as the Golden Knights get set for defense here on Kings Row.
I've said it once, I'll say it again. Kings Row has been a staple for the Golden Knights ECAC matches this season. Move. My precarious little canary. What are you doing up there?
I like that.
A little bit of alliteration for you. However, we do see the
and
action.
Here we go.
Point. There it is.
Able
the
to
wolf hunts for his prey.
Yep.
A lot of resources coming out from the Mustangs. Move causing a lot of chaos there. However, his shields from the abilities just got absolutely melted. But he's remaining undaunted, just shutting down not only the tanks but the supports. Women and children. Nobody is safe from the onslaught.
You can't get the health.
That's alright. Who needs health packs and you got dynamite support?
Yeah, we did see at the end there, we saw Johnny kill themselves with an attrition. I feel that pain. I do that a lot. So it's okay. Get him next time. Moop getting set back up. A hacked at the end right as I switched off. We'll see. Oh, able to get healed back up at 2 health, but falls at the end.
I don't know about you, but as soon as I heard the voice line, my blood froze.
Oh, that terrified me. Oh, quickest Earth Shatter on planet Earth. But unable to get any hits off of it are the Mustangs.
Walls.
That might have been to the Golden Knights' advantage, though. Only Jafar is trapped in there. Everyone else is back on point. Jafar actually ends up chasing down Bowtie, the Sombra. Don't worry, your blood can settle for at least another couple seconds. Somanome also falls to Jafar. Jafar popping off here. Moop does have Meteor Strike, doesn't need to use it yet. Really no reason to, as the Mustangs are going to fall back.
Oh my goodness.
That looked like it was going to be all Mustangs, but it really speaks to the Golden Knights team play and just gameplay style. Able to turn that fight around and win it. It looked pretty easy. I can't do it. Oh, the EMP is out.
Oh my goodness, she built that so quick. However, good on Frickers being out of range.
Yeah.
Able to pop that sound barrier, providing a lot of value there. Cost of Scrunchy at the trade-off of over half of the Mustangs. Make that 5. Make that a complete retreat. I stand corrected. Another beautiful hold. So now my blood pressure is back to normal. What a great play there by the Golden Knights.
But again, though, it looked like it was all Mustangs, and the Golden Knights were able to turn it around just like that. The EMP came out, but there's one person you miss. It's Fitrus. It's the sound barrier, and that can be a fight-saving ultimate, and we saw it there.
Ooh, seeing a flux on top
sound
of
barrier on the other side,
on top of another wall. They've been so pesky. I love it.
May is fair and balanced. The Jeff Blossom comes out, but the grasp is out.
Very good suck there by Johnny, but it won't be enough to stop the fist. You can't absorb that. Another great hold there by the Golden Knights.
You could try to absorb a punch.
Oh, you can try.
It will probably end in your death, but you could certainly try.
It's a free country. You can try whatever you want. It just might not work out for you. We do see Meteor Strike online.
Do a quick check here.
Retreat there. A little bit of pressure there coming from the Mustangs. Cool.
The nice Sigma shield. So that was a really nice play there. Clutch was able to halt them above the shield, but Johnny, the Sigma, is able to throw out that Sigma barrier to protect them even up high, where the Orisa shield is not. Really heads-up play there by Johnny, able to probably save at least one life in that team fight. As the Meteor Strike does come out, Moop is able to pick off Somanome there, down their main tank. Now their other tank as well as Johnny falls. Now Bowtie, the dueling Reapers, going at one another as Jafar with the pick, and Clutch takes out Blavi as well. Jafar is on a 15-player kill streak. The Golden Knights really taking control here on Kings Row. With 15 seconds, it's going to come down to one more push, and Fitrus has, of course, the sound barrier.
We'll have to see what ultimates the Mustangs have online for their final push here. Seeing a very aggressive Orisa right now, pushing up those shields right to the point. We do see Reaper in the back line. Fickers holding on to sound barrier to the last crucial moment. Do see a contest here as Clutch does fall, holding on to sound barrier still. We do see Blizzard coming out just to save the rest of the team from the Blizzard. We do see
Scrunchy ate it!
From that. Oh my
Scrunchy ate Blobby's Blizzard! Bowtie is able to get 2 pits at the end though, and Johnny with the grab flux. This is, it looks like it's going to go to the Mustangs as Moop and Fitrus fall in the end. What a sequence there, and a nice play by Scrunchy. wish I was good at Sigma, man. I don't know. Just eating that Blizzard, though. I mean, obviously the fight went to Stevenson in the end, but what a huge play. Sigma's hungry. It's time to eat.
What really worked for the Mustangs there was just that committance to the resources. They had the ultimates online, they had the aggression, they were able to kind of almost bait out the sound barrier, but Figures decided to hold on to it, and it worked in the favor and was able to save a good chunk of the team. However, when the tanks fell, that was it for the Golden Knights. The Mustangs were able to ride the momentum. We're seeing dueling coalescences though.
There's a lot happening on my stream. I can't see.
Oh,
the hack on the move
hack.
once again takes the cooldowns out of effect, and once those cooldowns are out, Doomfist is, I hate to say it, but kind of just average,
Yeah,
if that.
sitting duck.
But now has the cooldowns bad. Oh, just misses me, man, but goes in.
The
Hatch once
ugly
again.
duckling spreads his wings and becomes a beautiful swan. Oh my goodness.
Oh, Jafar too. Jafar and Moop just cleaning up at this point. A team kill for the Golden
going
Knights.
with that gauntlet and saying, I am inevitable. Beautiful work there by the Golden Knights.
Alright, I like the Avengers reference.
Thank you. You see, just like Moop, I'm on fire tonight with the puns.
Alright, I am now looking for a co-commentator if anyone would like to apply. Oh, hi, Sombra.
Oh my goodness, yeah, nope, just rocket punching on out of there.
Oh, we got
Very good
distracted.
reflexes there by Moop.
We do see the Meteor Strike online for Moop as well, just kind of waiting. They do have only a minute left, Stevenson does, but the cart is on the move. Here comes the Nets team fight. There's one, there's two, going for the combo, but picked off by Bowtie before they could use the Meteor Strike. Dustin takes out Clutch as well. Jafar able to pick off Somanomi, and the Supercharger of Somanomi is out as well. But we do see the one for Golden Knights still standing, giving an edge in this team fight. Now Dustin takes that out, though. It's even fighting here. Moop coming back with Meteor Strike once again. Fitris building up toward another sound barrier. And it looks like they're going to fall back just a bit. Maybe see if they can cut them off before the Nets checkpoint with only 25 seconds remaining. This is anybody's map. Well, I guess that was pretty obvious. This is anybody's round is probably a better way to say that. So we see another EMP goes out.
Another EMP coming out. Beautiful work
Moop
there.
is just waiting. Now striking. Going for the combo. Able to pick off the Sombra. Thank you.
Narrowly able to get that pick off of the
Blizzard.
So will they wait it out, or will he commit?
No, he's going for it.
And the halt able to whisk out of the danger zone just in the nick of time. Bowtie's did a great job just halting any momentum the Golden Knights were trying to build there. We saw the gravitational flux being outright canceled by the EMP, was able to catch Moop in it, and Moop was able to get them out of play, but just wasn't enough to reclaim all that lost momentum. Jafar now hacked. Bowtie doing excellent work here just to get the Mustangs the breathing room they need to get to the next point. Another minute and a half added on the clock. However, Dirk does have yet another coalescence online, so that may just be what the Golden Knights need to hold off the Mustangs and Vans.
They're making it stressful here, getting each of the first 2 points in overtime, and they might have to do it here again, as a minute 10 is not very long, especially. Oh, the Maywall up into the accretion. Ow, ow. As they gather behind the shield, though. Now Clutch is going aggro Arisa. I love it. Taking out going after the Sigma barriers. Everyone's kind of crowded behind that, but now the Narisa barrier is also up as well, as Strunchy gets a bit aggressive with the Sigma barrier.
Oh, the life-saving walls, followed by the surprise Ant Matrix and I can't keep up. I just can't keep up. This is ridiculous. My blood pressure is spiking.
Did you bring your inhaler?
It's like a sine wave, man. I don't need an inhaler. I need Dirk's heals at this point. I'm dying, man. This is incredible.
Run, Dirk, run. Run, Dirk, run. Oh, no.
My commentator's curse is affecting the players now, too. My goodness.
Fitris was contesting there for a moment, but falls in the end. If I'm not mistaken, Jafar, yep. Okay, yep. Let's just let it happen.
Oh, baby.
Oh, hack to the end!
Hack Bowtie, please!
Another
Beautiful
Blizzard, too.
Work there. It's like he knew. Another wall here for the stall. Over half of the Golden Knights have fallen, but this contest is far from over. Coalescence coming out, and a hack. Some pressure being applied here by Bowtie.
Oh, come on,
able to get out in the nick of time. A very juicy sound barrier
nice wall.
coming up from Vigorous. Very nice wall indeed. As
Cuts off
support does
Somanomi.
fall. Oh, an even better wall by the Mustangs. I can't take it. Another. Flux! Another flux! I can't keep up with this. The wall actually did a great job there, canceling the attempted hack by Bowtie there.
Never mind.
Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, wait. Not out of the woods yet. Another contest here. Will it be enough?
No. Just at the end, right as Fitris is getting on there, Stevenson will take it in again. The overtime phase. handle your blood pressure, please. As we get set here, the Golden Knights will go on attack here in round 2. Stevenson getting all the way to the end with no time remaining in the time bank. So we'll see how the Golden Knights decide to approach attack. Ted, make me feel warm and fuzzy. Will we see a Bastion?
We may see a Bastion. However,
Oh.
again, commentators curse, commentators bias.
I think Commentator's Curse just crashed Overwatch.
Oh, goodness gracious. It appears that Bowtie has hacked the stream.
I
We'll
don't
be
like
right
Sombra
back.
anymore. We'll be right back.
Hello everyone, this is Ted. Just due to a few technical difficulties, we'll be unable to stream the current match between the Golden Knights and the Mustangs. However, we will keep you posted with the results, and we should be able to stream all the following matches. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Alright, thanks, Sombra. We're back. So the end of King's Row did end up going to the Golden Knights, so we do find ourselves at a 1-1 draw, finding ourselves on map number 3 here. We find ourselves in the lovely Dorado. Ted, any thoughts on how you would approach a Golden Knights defense here on Dorado?
Well, you do have that tight choke right out of the gate. However, it appears that the Golden Knights are running the same comp that they've been running for the last few matches. Yep.
We do see Moop on the May, though, so it's a slight switch there.
That'll be juicy.
Like you were saying, the May walls tonight from both teams have just been unbelievable. Oh, and there's Farah. So, ending that really quick, as they decide to go with the Farah Mercy comp on attack here. We do see the Golden Knights falling back just a little bit here, as Moop is just trying to put some icicle damage on from afar. Not Jafar, but afar. So we do see the Farah is getting quite aggressive, being tailed by the Mercy. Hello, Hanzo. We haven't seen him tonight. Who's that? Oh no, not Hanzo. Yeah, Hanzo. Bowtie. So at least it's not a Sombra or a stream won't crash this time.
Very, very true. Moop trying to channel their inner sniper just to apply some pressure earlier on the Pharaoh. However, a very beautiful wall placement there doing that tight choke where the point is now. They were able to shut down the Mustang Sigma, forcing a retreat. Now I feel the Golden Knights have had enough time to properly reposition themselves after granting the Mustangs enough leeway. So now they'll know that the Farah might be going in from the back line, and they'll be able to kind of coordinate their resources accordingly.
Ton of damage there. Bowtie hits Jafar with a headshot, but the freezing.
No escape
Bowtie.
with that wall.
Bowtie turns it around at the end as Scrunchy pits off two
Oh
dirt
my
and
god.
clean up the mess. Golden Knights will halt the cart right there with 2:40 to go. Nice hold from the Golden Knights. They really chased down Dustin in the end there. I didn't even know that was happening, and Dirt is able to finish off that fight just to add a little bit more time to the stall game here. 2:30 to go now.
Once again, the Golden Knights doing a really good job repositioning themselves and using the terrain of the map to their advantage, not granting the Mustangs any breathing space as they try to push that cart through that tight bridge there. So we'll see how the Golden Knights keep up this momentum for the next team fight. It appears the Mustangs are just going in down main, and it's working out in spades for them. Coalescence leading in after the rocket barrage, leading to a 4K off of that, make that 6. A beautiful swipe there. Team kill by the Mustangs as they continue to advance. We'll see if the Golden Knights have enough time for a final contest for the second point. However, Blobby coming in, putting down some very juicy pinpoint fire there, granting the Mustangs the breathing room they need to advance to the first point.
Just Blobby being mean, man. Just able to pick off the May, the last chance of hope on that first point for the Golden Knights, but instead they will live to fight at round 2 or at point number 2 with 4 minutes to go. Sigma shield is up. You really have to protect from that far at every single angle.
Oh, Far Mercy combo on top, gravitational flux. Seeing a battle of the Q here as we do see Scrunchy fall. However, Hanzo is taken out of play as well. Moop does have Blizzard online, very well deserved after popping the Mustang's tank right in the face. Make that 2. Beautiful hold here coming from the Golden Knights. Oh, more able to slink out of danger at the last moment, but it won't be enough as Clutch is able to clean the kill.
May is so annoying, but man, is she fun.
She's everything, dude. You want tank? Sure. You want heals? Sure. You want
Only for
damage?
yourself,
Sure. Yeah, that's all you need, right? I mean, it's first-person view for a reason. So long as your health...
My SR is 4,000. I don't care if it's just 1,200.
Exactly. Exactly.
As double halting is coming down, now the Graflux is able to pick up 2, but the Sigma was in grasp, able to absorb projectile damage.
The Jeff Blossom.
It will pick off 2. Now Fitris pits off Johnny as well, looking to hold Blobby, but dies in the end thanks to Moop as the Mercy runs for her dear life. We'll do a quick ultimate check as Clutch does have Supercharger online. Moop still holding on to Blizzard. I think they were looking to use it last, at least to me, it looked like they had thought about using it, but then Johnny, the Sigma, was in kinetic grasp. Didn't want that Blizzard to be eaten. They ended up really not needing it at all and devoted the Jeff Blossom to the fight instead.
Speaking of Jeff, we're seeing a high ground approach and a very sneaky pick off of Blobby.
Guarding the
very well
too.
played there. Once again, the Golden Knights using the terrain to their advantage. These walls have done a great job putting the Mustangs exactly where the Golden Knights want them, and it's working out in spades.
Oh, they got the res off.
Beautiful res
Jafar
there,
was-
able to get Farah back in the fight, but it won't be enough to restore the momentum from this lost team fight. Jafar once again going for the high ground. Let's see what shenanigans he gets into next.
Jafar was guarding that res from the Mercy, but dropped down onto the cart, and they were able to get the res off right when they thought Jafar had forgotten about them. Bowtie didn't forget about
Best counter to
Jafar.
a Reaper is another Reaper. One going in,
Blizzard
guns
finally.
blazing, forcing out the Blizzard. Will it be enough, though, to counteract the brutal rocket barrage?
It's on their
Oh,
own.
Moore able to squeeze out of there just in the nick of time. Literal nanoseconds of being headshot. It appears the Golden Knights are going for another repositioning. They may not have time to contest this. Blobby on fire, naturally.
As we hear rockets going off in the
I
background.
swear, they're pinpoint precision, these rockets. I swear. Every pro Farah is part aimbot. I am convinced. However, we will see a final contest here before point 2 is succeeded by the Mustangs, seeing a very lucrative Death Blossom coming out from the Mustangs. Oh, another contest. Who's still on the point
It was
here?
Dirk once again, but falls at the end. They're able to bring Johnny back in too, so they won't have to wait long to push this next one up. Again, Fitris with a sound barrier. Jafar getting close to another Jeff Blossom, and that's all we have for now.
Golden Knights once again get into the repositioning, just lulling the Mustangs exactly where they want them. It appears the Mustangs are going for a high ground approach. Very
At
interesting.
least 2 of them, and then you have the Far Mercy just kind of flying around up there. Graph Flux is out from Johnny. Sound Barrier is out, though, to save their lives from that one. Damage is still being done, however. Strunchy just 2% away, getting super low, but
Ooh,
Dirk
a
with
double
2
kill
off the death
off
ball,
of
and
the
another
damage
off
would
the
make that
coalescence.
3. Beautiful work there. Oh, and a melee kill to clean it up.
Oh. Do you ever wish that you're at this game? Because I do, quite often. It looks like a lot of fun if you're actually good.
Exactly. Like, if you get proper team comms, you know, if you strike actual oil and gold in the same day, this game can be quite enjoyable.
Yes. And even if you do have a full sit squad, sometimes it's worse than playing with randoms, depending on who you're playing with.
Yes.
But we don't see that with the Golden Knights here. We just see pure team play here. I don't think...
Ooh,
yeah, only able to get one.
fortify there.
Yeah, only able to get one in the grab. Flux Reaper super low. Bowtie falls at the end. Blobby's taken out, but brought immediately back into the fire.
These
St. Rose doing damage.
These shields doing a great job keeping the Mustangs up, granting them the agency they need to retreat and regroup. However, with less than a minute on the clock, they're really going to have to commit ults for this upcoming team fight. Loop does have Blizzard online, speaking of upcoming ults, so we'll see how they use that effectively as the Mustangs begin their maybe their last approach.
Yep, here it comes.
Blizzard coming out, wall just to guarantee it. We're seeing all
So
the
much
resource
happening.
committed. Oh, we're seeing a
Blossom.
complete shutdown by Moop, able to channel their sniper and shut down Blobby at the cost of their own life. Bowtie refuses to let this go down without a fight, though. Someone does fall to the hands of Jafar. However, Johnny does get rezzed.
Oh, this could be big here. Nice push from Jafar. They didn't see him coming. There's 2 as the Superchargers also drop. Dirk with another coalescence. That was literally 12 seconds. And speaking of 12 seconds, that's how much time is left. We'll see if Stevenson can get back to the point. Blobby has to retreat, looking for heals. It's going to be close. Let's see if they can get anyone to point. Fitris does have a sound barrier to burn, try to save some time. The Reinhardt is somehow able to be the first to get to point. It's Somelmi. Dirk with another 2, but the Blossom.
Beautiful. That sound barrier coming in just in the nick of time. We will see the tried and true Hammond stall as the rest of the team comes back to finish the fight. However, the Golden Knights are here to finish what the Mustangs have started as they're able to halt their advance.
Oh, Doomfist.
The ball is still on point, and Doomfist intends to keep it that way. Another juicy wall coming out from Moop. Icarus does fall by Blobby. We're seeing the switch
this
working out
Hammond.
very well there. Hammond is still on the point.
Another!
However, Coalescence coming out will duel with the Mustangs Coalescence as well. Ryan has come back and will get lifted up into the air and will be taken out of play. Just absolute bullying by the Golden Knights to get the Mustangs tank out of play.
Oh, this is such a long team fight. My goodness. That Hammond lived for like 12 seconds. The C9. The Charlie Niner.
Gotta love it. Beautiful work there by the Golden Knights.
They're able to hold off before that cart gets to the end. 2 objectives and 50.75 meters is the total to beat for the Golden Knights here on attack as we get set for round 2 here on Dorado. Ted, I feel like I aged about 10 years in that last team fight.
Likewise. However, it was very fun to watch.
Do you see any gray hairs forming over
Oh
there?
no, dog, you
No?
haven't aged a day. You've
Oh.
aged like a fine wine.
That's debatable. But thank you.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, again, like, it was a long team fight, but what made it so fun to watch was just the resource economy, the teamwork, the coordination. Like, neither team trickled in. They committed. That's
Yeah.
what we saw there. You saw Reinhardt going in with the charge, did fall, but was able to buy the Mustangs just enough time to regroup there. However, the offensive approach by the Golden Knights was able not to shut down the Mustangs, but just keep them away from the point long enough to ride out the overtime clock. As we've seen, the Mustangs have done a great job acting under pressure. They've been able to get the overtime to work in their favor on 2 accounts. Never mind my analysis.
I'm
Golden
trying to
Knights.
tell what that is.
It's the Futurama theme, my guy.
Ah, okay. So
It's Gabriel's bells, dude.
They play Jingle Bells in October, but once December comes, Futurama.
Futurama, yeah.
So
Shout
it's
out
all
to
starting
Billy
to make
West.
sense now. So that's set here for round 2. We'll check out the composition. Oh, move. Yes, please. No! It was on Widow for about 0.3 seconds, but switching off to the Doomfist. And it looks like they're gonna hold the high ground and try to contest from up there. The halt is in.
Ooh,
Escapes.
using the halt to their advantage to get that high ground positioning. It appears the Mustangs are using a similar approach to the Golden Knights, just trying to grant them a little bit of agency and then really lay it on them as they approach the bridge. However, Orisa sliding into Moop's DMs, just trying to apply some pressure there, able to come in, save the teammate from the freeze, forcing out the blizzard.
Strunchy's out. Moop getting some shields, but they're obliterated pretty immediately. Oh, taking a bit of damage, but stays back up. The healing just instantaneous whenever they take an ounce of damage. Falling back now, 65% toward Meteor Strike. Jafar's going to have to fall back as well. And they will stall the cart right there, right under the bridge.
Despite the retreat, Moop is getting a tremendous amount of value out of Doomfist. Just able to get that chip damage in, build up the ult, and then return to safety behind friendly lines.
The Golden Knights are hunting Mustangs. They're nice and quiet. I don't think they know their time. Oh, now they do.
Yeah, Bull the China Closet there.
Yeah. So it looks like they're going to fall down. Moop goes
Oh,
away
a
from the team.
beautiful wreath there by the Mustangs. However, an even more prettier pick
Got nowhere
by
to go. Now
Moop
does.
there. Oh, beautiful. Hopping in, applying pressure. Oh, another greasy fadeaway by the Mustangs. Moira. Beautiful work there. However, that chip damage will come in handy as we see another gravitational flux coming out on top of a dragon. You've heard of Grav Dragon. Get ready for Flux Dragon to become the new meta.
Oh, nice sound barrier. Able to save
Very
Jafar.
nice.
And the May for Stevenson has to block off, and now they toss a blizzard out there. It's out in the open as Bowtie gets 2, and Blobby at the end as well after the supercharger came out from the Mustangs. Bowtie cleans it up. Golden Knights will fall back and live for the next fight.
2 minutes on the clock, plenty of time for a reposition. We do see Moop switch over to Farah. Interesting change of pace. Vickers is on Mercy as well. Appears they're going for a behind the lines approach. Interesting. Get that chip damage in, apply some pressure, get him off the high ground.
Yeah.
Moop pest control coming in to squish some squishies. Very nice. Vickers in tow to get that damage off. Oh, go for a bit of a pincer. However, the Mustangs are responding with a sniper. Coalescence coming out just to apply that damage. Jafar does fall, so they are down to 1 DPS burst damage at that. However, it seems to be working out for them.
It's
Both
an even
DPS
fight.
now down for the Mustangs. However, both tanks are down for the Golden Knights as well.
Did you see Moop there looking for the one solo Mustang, finds them, and taken out in an instant? Moop is cleaning
Aimbot,
up.
dude. Aimbot, I'm telling you.
Oh
to be pro burst damage, you gotta be part aimbot. That's just how it works.
When did they switch Soldier's ultimate onto Farah? I missed that. I didn't see that in the patch notes. So the Hanzo takes some damage. Crowd control really coming out from Moop here. They're going to wall off, and it looks like they might concede this point here, as it will go to Objective A. 3:15 to go here in round 2. Moop almost at a barrage already. Do a quick check otherwise. Do you smell that? The blossoms. They're blooming.
Blossom Barrage, BB. Let's see.
That's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage. How about a little more?
Well, let's see. Do we have any more?
Oh,
well,
we do.
yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be a lot of damage. damage! A lot of damage coming out! 2 picks, however, Moop will fall. Damage begets damage as Blobby does fall at the hands of Clutch. Jeff does still have Blossom. Will they pop it?
I don't
Not
think
gonna
they need it.
Put it in the pocket.
They don't need it. They're able to pick him off. Fitris brings Moop right back into it. The cart will continue to move, only having to... Did they even use Supercharger?
I don't. I
Yes,
believe
they did.
they
Okay,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
So they do have Valkyrie, Coalescence, and the Jeff Blossom. He's being sneaky. He's being sneaky. Oh, they have a Widow! Bowtie switching off to the Widowmaker.
Interesting. Bowtie have very flexible DPS. We've seen
Yes.
Hanzo, we've seen Doom, we've seen May, we've seen
Sombra.
Reaper. Sombra! Who could forget dear Sombra?
Oh,
Coming out
move!
here, create some damage. However, it won't be enough. A 3K coming out from the Golden Knights make that 4. The switch not might go the way the Mustangs think. They need an answer to move forward. They thought Widowmaker might be it. It still could be if they can get the right positioning. However, it will cost them 0.2 here.
Now remember here, they only have to get it 50.77 meters. They don't have to get it to the end for a win here on Dorado. We'll see as Moop is taking a bunch of damage, has to fall back behind the shield. Keep an eye on Jafar. Oh, let's watch, shall we? Oh, the sound barrier's out. He's going to have to wait.
Waiting it out.
And there it is. Oh, booped off though.
Beautiful boop.
And the brass to boot. Contested right on the point now. The Blizzard is out from Blobby. And down go the Golden Knights here as Moop is just trying to escape and able to pitch off Bowtie in the end. So they do exchange 1-for-1 at the end, but it is a team kill for the Mustangs with just over 2.5 minutes remaining. We do see Coalescence online. Clutch is close to Supercharger. And that's all we've got for now. Oh, and Moop close to another barrage. You know, just the usual.
Yeah, you know.
Must be fun to be a good DPS, especially.
Good DPS? It's a borderline oxymoron.
Is that French? I didn't understand that.
Oh, we are seeing another flux coming out. Will disrupt the coalescence coming out.
Oh, they hopped off the cart.
They are able to keep everyone nice and topped up. Ooh, a rocket barrage able to get that momentum and draw away enough. The Mustangs fire for the rest of the Golden Knights to continue their advance. The Mustangs are scattered as the Golden Knights push the payload and make that a 2-1 victory for the Golden Knights.
Oh, just a beautifully orchestrated team play there in that last push, able to really start the damage off early. We'll be right back for Map 4. And welcome back here on map 4. We find ourselves on Horizon Lunar Colony. We find ourselves in a match point. If the Golden Knights take this round, they will take the match. Take a look at the team composition, and we do see Jafar on the Bastion. I would ask Ted for his thoughts on that, but unfortunately he did have to depart, so it is just my sultry voice for the rest of this matchup, as the Golden Knights will get set up top, the bunker comp in tow, and we'll see how they decide to set up their defense here on Horizon Lunar Colony. See, the Golden Knights have really built some momentum. They're going for the Symmetra teleport right to point. 5 on point already. The Maywall is up. They don't have a way to point. Moop is going to have to enter in from the side. Sigma smelled that from a mile away, looking to do some damage now on the backlines. Moop is in there going after the freezes. They don't know he's there. Blobby with the ice block able to save their life. Neeman is low, but Symmetra has that built up so far. Jafar with the double, and Clutch gets one as well. Moop going after Symmetra, and Jafar ends up getting the pick. Jafar with 2 melees at the end, and the Golden Knights will hold strong on the defense. They pushed hard with the Symmetra teleport, but they were able to hold on. Were the Golden Knights. They get set for their Nets defense here. We'll see how they decide to approach the Nets strategy. We saw them get just past 1.5 in terms of tick progress. Maywall is up, and it cuts them off just a bit. They are able to go around it, able to squeeze in there, going for the exact same strategy. The turrets are out and doing damage. Scrunchy falls. That's a tank down for the Golden Knights. Dirk doing some healing, and Fitris doing the same on the other side. Clutch is right in there. It's a huge bio-nade, as 5 of them affected. Blizzard is out as well, so that's going to do some work here. Jafar with a pick on Bowtie. The Symmetra Immortality Field out from Fitris. Looking for some pits here. The bio-nade still wreaking some havoc, but Moop and Jafar both fall after the Immortality Field is taken out. Fitris falls as well, and the point will go to the Mustangs. As they get set for Objective B here, we'll take a quick look at the ultimates for the Golden Knights. Fitris does have Amplification Matrix. And Jafar with tank configuration. Scrunchy is getting there, but not quite. So just the 2 ultimates for the Golden Knights. See how they decide to set up the defense. Another nade out. It gets one, at least one. There's Johnny. Oh, the Sleep Dart just misses. The Maywall is up again. Really aggressive with these Maywalls and the Symmetra teleports as well. They're on point. Oh, the bio-nade just hits the ledge. Unable to drop down onto the rest of the Mustangs. Now the Blizzard comes out from Stevenson. Clutch, Scrunchy, Dirk, they all fall. Fitris' Immortality Field couldn't save them for long. Jafar ends up using ultimate and dies in the end. Moop just kind of freezing off on point, looking to stay up for just a little bit longer. They're the last one as Fitris falls as well. We'll see if they can get back to point in time. No, they cannot. Stevenson will take round 1, able to secure both objectives with 4:23 remaining in the time bank. Really aggressive playstyle from the Mustangs, probably the most aggressive we've seen from them all night. We'll see if that ends up being their winning strategy as we get set on the Golden Knights attack here on Horizon Lunar Colony.
Only through conflict.
Golden Knights will get set on the attack here, taking a look at the composition. They'll go back to pretty much their standard and what's been working. Moop, as Ted mentioned earlier, versatile DPS finds their way onto Doomfist for the attack here. We'll see if Stevenson decides to mirror with the Bastion defense. Only time will tell how the Golden Knights can attack here, and if they're able to take the map and take this match against the Mustangs. But Stevenson is not out of it yet. After the Golden Knights had momentum the last 2 rounds, it seems to be swinging in favor of Stevenson. We'll see if St. Rose can take that momentum right back. Here we go on the next round, round number 2 here on Horizon. Looks like they're all set up behind the Orisa shield. St. Rose is going to fall back a bit. I think we'll see a switch from Moop. It looks like we will. See who they decide to settle with, and going with the Pharah, so we will see a Pharah Mercy comp. Jafar switching to Hanzo, which is very interesting, and I love me some headshots. So let's see it, Jafar. As they get set up here, Moop is doing a bit of chip damage onto the shields. Stevenson's going to fall back just a bit, going for the boop. They do have Blobby set up as the Bastion behind the Orisa shield. And behind the Sigma shield as well, doing a ton of damage, but the Grasp comes out and saves Blobby. Moop taking some damage. I think that's Ashe, and Clutch falls, but is brought back by Fitris. Jafar able to avoid Ashe's dynamite. We don't see very much of Ashe in these matchups, so an interesting one to keep an eye on. The halt is out from Stevenson. Jafar just doing damage onto the shield with the Hanzo arrows. Very powerful, but tough to really get onto people in this double barrier meta. Oh, they're able to pull Dustin off a point. The Immortality Field comes out to save their life, though, after Dustin was halted off the point. We do see Dirt finding their way onto Zenyatta, someone we haven't seen in a long time. And I'm thrilled about it. As Clutch falls, brought back in, now Fitris and Jafar both fall. Stevenson holding strong on defense here, and Bowtie and Moop are just so versatile on DPS, able to play pretty much any hero thrown at them, as Dirk already has Trans. Moop has Rocket Barrage, Fitris with Valkyrie, and that's all we have for now. Samer's deciding how they want to attack here. The halt is thrown out, but the shield is thrown up as well. Clutch falls, though, at the hands of 4 Mustangs. Moop is just waiting for the perfect time to attack. Fitris brings Clutch back into it. And here comes Moop. Fitris in tow. Well, they spotted Moop off to the Stevenson's left-hand side. Can do some damage, but the shield is up still. They still have a barrage. Jafar falls. Blobby is just going nuts on this Bastion right now. They're going to fall back to point here. Moop gets hit by the dynamite, taking a bit of damage, but healed back up by Fitris. They're halted back in, but able to save each other's lives. Jafar with Dragon Arrow as well. Dirk still with Transcendence. They can really push their way on the point here. Here comes Bob. Something to keep an eye out for. A ton of damage being output. Moop falls at the hands of Somanomi as well. Jafar takes out Dustin's Immortality Field. Just 1 minute to go here on the first objective for the Golden Knights. Dirk still a Transcendence, now in on the backside. They don't know he's there. Going after Blobby, they take out the Bastion. A big loss there for the Mustangs. They're pressing Q. Blobby is brought back into it. Dustin throws out the Immortality Field. Stevenson could turn this around, but Moop takes out Bowtie. The Ashe is out. Now Blobby goes into tank configuration, gets 3 with the ultimate with the help of the Supercharger from Somanomi. Now Moop just trying to do some damage, unable to stay up for too long as Dirt falls as well. We'll see if Clutch can get there. They will get there in plenty of time with 20 seconds remaining, but it's going to be a tough hold here, or a tough push here for the Golden Knights as they're set up back up top. Clutch just waiting to see if anyone drops down, and they do. It's the Sigma. I believe that's still Johnny on Sigma. They're waiting. They don't really have many ultimates to work with. Nothing really close as Moop and Jafar and Clutch are all picked off. Jafar brought back into it, but now Fitris falls. Strunchy went right in for it, looking to get Flux before that fight, but they fall. Last one on point now is Dirk. They fall as well. See if Clutch can get there in time. Cannot. And Stevenson will take Horizon Lunar Colony and tie this bad boy up at 2-2. Blobby went nuts on the Bastion, well protected by their 2 shields. Johnny would play the game on the Sigma. Blobby with the triple tank configuration after they were all halted together. It's just not fair. We'll be right back to find out where we find ourselves on the deciding map. Welcome back, folks. It will all come down to this. We find ourselves on Oasis here for round 5 in the best of 5 matchup. Golden Knights and the Mustangs of Stevenson. Here we go. Enough analysis, enough talking. Let's get right into it. So you see the team composition for the Golden Knights on your screen right now. As we get into the first fight, Moop doing damage from above, hanging on to that Pharah. So they're all crowded behind an Orisa shield. Perfect time for Moop to strike. Just did a bit of damage during the poke phase. Fitris hits off Blobby. That's a huge loss, and Dirk and Strunchy follow it up from there. It will get 2 pits of their own. Bowtie does take out Clutch, though, so that's a main tank down for the Golden Knights. But now Bowtie falls. Fitris getting a pit as well. Jafar cleans it up, and the Golden Knights will take control of the point here, really showing aggressiveness and assertion here on the point here of Oasis, able to take control of this one. See if they can keep that aggressiveness and intensity up as they get set for their first defense here. Now that the point is in their control. Sigma barrier is out, cutting off Moop's angle. Moop does have Barrage, though. Just kind of waiting above. They don't know he's there. He's being nice and quiet. The Halt is out, and the Barrage is out as well. Only able to pit off Dustin, though. Someone only pits off Moop. Jafar pits off Bowtie. Another DPS down. Bowtie just changing DPS every life, apparently. Johnny pits off Jafar as well. Moop switches off to the Doomfist, finding their way back. Dirk doing a bunch of damage with Coalescence, does some healing as well. Heals up someone, or takes out Somanomi. Dirk with a double there off the Death Ball, going after Blobby, unable to take them out entirely. Johnny takes out Quatch, main tank down. It's an even fight still. Johnny with another pitch, and Strunchy takes out Blobby. Dustin falls. Dustin loses it in the end. Moop falls. Dirk gets the revenge. The Golden Knights will hold the point. Oh, Dustin! They lost out on the healing from the Lucio there. And the Golden Knights hang on to it. So you see Moop back on the Doomfist, as like I said. Looks like one of the Mustangs touched for at least a second. Now it's a full fight on point. Jafar is going after Bowtie the Sombra now. Again, finding our way onto pretty much every DPS. I would love to see a Torbjorn, but better champion choosers. Moop, Struchy, and Clutch all fall. Jafar with a Death Blossom, but probably not going to commit it here as they're already down 3 members. About to be down a 4th as Jafar falls. Dirk as well. Stevenson cleans it up with 90% on the objective for the Golden Knights. If they're able to get it back, they might be able to secure this one. We'll do a quick ultimate check. Dirk with Coalescence as Moop switches off to the Mei this time. Jafar still with the Death Blossom, and we'll actually keep an eye on him and see how the Golden Knights decide to address this. The Draft Floods is out after the Halt, but the Sound Barrier able to cancel out a lot of that damage. The Blizzard is out, but the Mei wall goes up, blocking in Jafar, Strunchy, Clutch. They all fall. Bowtie finding a home here on the Sombra. So the Mei wall goes up from Moop, just trying to save everyone's life. Dirk with Coalescence still. Clutch with a Supercharger. Strunchy already used Graflut's last fight, so didn't have ways to go for that. Jafar still clinging on to that Death Blossom. 45% for the Mustangs. Jafar going for it, goes for the Death Blossom. Can't do any hits, but does a ton of damage. Johnny falls mid Graflut's animation. Strunchy and Fitris both taken out by that Graflut's. Tank and support down. Moop takes out Somanomi. Jafar doing some damage, waiting for the Lucio. That's Dustin. He's able to escape. They're pushing everyone off a point, but Sombra's still on. Bowtie translocates back to safety, at least for the time being. Jafar getting low, but healed back up, going after the ball. Unable to get them. Bowtie pits off Moop. Jafar gets Blobby right back, so each team is down their Mei. A long team fight here. Neither team really has the advantage so far. Although with 5 Mustangs on point, now Strunchy taking off as well. This could be the Mustangs at 88% though. They're going to have to regroup, but Jafar does have Death Blossom. That can be huge if he can get back to point. 93% though, someone's going to have to touch. Moop switches off to Tracer to try to get back to point quickly and touch to force overtime. And he does. Overtime clock has been enabled. Only one person was able to touch. Someone else is going to have to get to point, and they do. We'll keep an eye on Jafar and see how that Death Blossom is utilized. Strunchy is taking out the Mei wall, goes up. Dirk falls as well. Jafar right in the middle of things, taking out some proximity mines, but no players so far. Blobby takes out Jafar. They're staggering here just to try to keep overtime going. unable to get it. Round 1 will go to Stevenson here on Oasis. Stevenson able to push back after losing the first couple team fights. Able to push back and hold on to control of the first point here. See how the Golden Knights decide to approach round 2 here on match point on Oasis. Here we go. Golden Knights will have to take this round to force overtime in the overtime round. You can never get enough of this, can you? First playoff match in St. Rose Overwatch's history. Oh, the Sombra is in behind after the Maywall goes up. Clutch is just trying to find their way back after fortifying. They do. Orisa falls down. They're down a main tank. Johnny's shield is going to have to make do for everyone. But now the Maywall goes up as well. This May just causing troubles for both sides, really. Dustin, the Lucio, super low, falls at the end. Bobby as well, after Moop finds her way onto Farah, able to get a pick. Sombra going for the hats again. Jafar pits off Johnny. Fitris is hacked, but it does wear off. Dirk about to have Coalescence, there it is. No reason to use it though. Golden Knights will clean it up, and once again, take control of the point. We'll see how Stevenson decides to push out of spawn. You do see Bowtie switch to Ashe this time. So again, just cycling through the DPS. Must be nice to be good on that many characters. I'll just stick to my May and Reaper 1 trits. Or 2 trits, I guess. Yeah, whatever, you get the point. The Sigma barrier goes up right as Moop was looking primed. They're halted together. Bowtie pits off Fitris, though. That's a support down for the Golden Knights. As Stevenson is pushing up the left-hand side. Or right-hand side if you're a Golden Knight. Oh, the Barrage takes out Blobby, but Bowtie gets the pick off of Moop. Now Jafar taking damage at the hands of Bowtie. Just thriving here on DPS. Jafar falls down into the hole. He's got teleport, but he's not going to use it. He's going to try to get back up. 3 are pulled down by the Orisa. The point is pretty clear right now for the Golden Knights to make the hold. Dirk is trying to do some healing onto Clutch. It's going to be close, and Clutch falls at the end. Dustin with the late pick there. Fitris falls in the back of the team fight at the hands of Johnny. The Sigma getting very aggressive there on the Golden Knights support. As Bowtie with another pick, this time on the Dynamite on Jafar. Dirk with Coalescence, just trying to heal Strunchy back up. They don't want to commit to Coalescence now, I don't think. Throwing a heal ball out, but Bowtie with the pick at the end. 67% for the Golden Knights as Stevenson takes control of the point right back. Quick ultimate check for the Golden Knights. Jafar about to have Death Blossom. Dirk with Coalescence. Fitris with Valkyrie. Clutch getting close to a Supercharger. And Strunchy does have Grab Flutz, so we'll see if we see a Halt Flutz combo and maybe throw a little bit of a Blossom in there as well. We do see a Grab Flutz, but this time it's at the hands of Stevenson. Moop is picked off. That's a big DPS contributor down. Strunchy just trying to stay up, being healed back up by Fitris, but the healing's not enough. As Bowtie, Me-Man, Somanomi, Me-Man again, all getting pits. Clutch trying to fall back to spawn, can't do it, eliminated by Somanomi. Moop is able to fall back. But 42% for Stevenson, slowly catching that 67% for the Golden Knights. But they do have a lot of ultimates to play with. Jafar with Blossom, Dirk with Coalescence, Clutch with Supercharger, and I believe Sigma still has the Graflutz. They do. Going for the Ashe, unable to pull them as St. Rose goes left. Stevenson was set up right now. The Blizzard is out from Stevenson. Strunchy just tries to escape, but ends up falling off the map with Dustin's Boop as well thrown in there. 5 down for the Golden Knights. Fitris is going to fall back and wait for the rest of their team. 72% for Stevenson. It's going to come down to 1, maybe 2 more team fights. Remember, St. Rose has to win this round to keep things going. Otherwise, Stevenson will take it. As we'll see, they're pushing right into point. Graflutz goes up, unable to get it, but Ashe throws Bob into the fight. Supercharger is taken out of play for Stevenson, but the Blossom is able to pick off 1. Coalescence with 2. Moop and Clutch able to clean this one up. Jafar putting in some damage. Dustin and Somanomi both fall at 99%. It's a team kill for the Golden Knights. They will take control of the point. They did devote a lot of resources to that one as they had to. But we do see Moop with 78% on Meteor Strike. That's the closest one for the Golden Knights. So I'm not going to have too many ultimates to play with. Bowtie switches back to the Sombra. We do see a lot of players on fire, which is nice to see. Jafar just doing in some damage. Here comes the Graphots once again. Jafar doesn't escape, just going to try to live this one out. And they're able to, but Fitris falls. That's a support down. Moop is single-handedly going after Bowtie the Sombra. They all fall back to help her. Moop falls at the end. Jafar does as well. It's 99 to 99 here. Anybody's match. It doesn't get any crazier than this. As Bowtie does a bit of hacking. Dirt just trying to heal everyone up, but the Blizzard comes out. That could seal it. It all is going to be on Dirt to touch, and they do. Just looking to stall a little bit longer. They cannot. Now Moop is on. Oh, he's hacked, though. He can't use the Meteor Strike. Unable to get up there. Halted back. One's on point now. It's Jafar. Now the Meteor Strike does come out. Going in behind the shield, but the Fortify came out. Looking after Bowtie, but again, the cleanup from the Sombra. They're going to have to stagger their way back to point here. They cannot. Stevenson will take it, and they will take this matchup. In the end, they held strong on Oasis. Stevenson takes the match 3-2. Beautifully played match, by both teams. I know Ted's usually the one to say that, but I'll drop the line this time. Just a great match to watch. Really, anybody's match. It came down to the Mustangs. They tweened it up on Oasis, and will take the map. That will conclude this playoff matchup of St. Rose versus Stevenson. Stevenson takes it in the end 3-2. After we saw a lot of DPS characters for both sides. And in the end, Stevenson takes it. St. Rose falls on Oasis. That's all for tonight. Be sure to follow us on Twitch if you haven't already. Keep informed about any future matchups. You can also follow the Golden Knights Esports Twitter at STRoseEsports. You can find them on all forms of social media. Keep an eye on pretty much everything to find out when your Golden Knights will take action next. Hope everyone had a very happy Thanksgiving. Be sure to have a great evening. As always, I'm Jeller, thanking in part to Work Nerve Ted. Ted, if you're watching, get back to work. But thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We will see you next time.